Right, yes, guys, it is that time again. FA Cup round 5. Unbelievably, we are already getting towards the closing stages of the competition. 8 games left, 16 teams left, last 16. Let's get straight into it. Right, first game of that weekend, it is Aston Villa, Cardiff City. Two teams, very different form, very different styles of play. Aston Villa currently sat 9th in the Prem. Cardiff sat 20th, a battle of relegation this season with Omer Rizza. Everyone's done an okay job, I think, considering the first season of our Champions League football is obviously a big commitment. Having to play league games plus domestic games, and then they got the European games, so it's quite a big, difficult time. But they're doing an okay job. 9th place isn't too bad, although they're not guaranteed European football next season. But I'm sure they'll push for it. As for Cardiff, Omer Rizza, he was appointed permanent manager in November. I think he's doing an okay job. I mean, they're not in a great position. Score prediction here, obviously Villa are at home. Cardiff will go back in, I'm sure. But I think Villa will probably get to at least the semis in this. I reckon it's going to be Aston Villa 2, Cardiff City 0. Sorry, Cardiff, but can't see getting a result here. Right, up next it is Crystal Palace versus Millwall. A bit of a derby, both not too far from each other. Obviously Palace and Croydon, Millwall, I don't know, 20 minutes over an hour away. It was a big game last time these two met in 2022, I think. Ended, I think it was 2-1 Palace. But yeah, big game. 13th in the Prem, 14th in the Championship. In terms of managers, I think Glasnow's done an okay job, but nothing special. There's Millwall, Alex Neil, former Premier League experienced manager. He's done an okay job so far at Millwall. Mid-table, not fighting for anything, but nothing changed there. Millwall feel like they're mid-table every season, really. In terms of score here, it will be a very feisty game. I think both teams are going to this. It'll be probably quite a dirty game. But I'm going to say Crystal Palace 1, Millwall 0. It'll be a close game, but just about back Crystal Palace. Right, up next is a Lancashire derby fixture. It is Preston North End versus Burnley. Paul Heckingbottom versus Scott Parker. 15th in the Championship versus 3rd in the Championship. Preston, obviously, they've had a bit of a season of ups and downs. I think the form's been there a little bit recently. He's done an okay job again, but he's steady the shit for now. A lot of work he's doing in the summer. As for Burnley, they've got the best defence in Europe, which is an unbelievable statistic. But yeah, Scott Parker's got clear ambitions to go back up to the Prem quickly. Obviously, a very big game, as I said, a Lancashire derby. I think the passion will be there from both sets of fans. In terms of prediction here, I'm probably going to back Preston, to be honest. I think Burnley, the main focus is the Championship. I think Preston probably have a bit more of the edge here. They play a better team. Burnley will make a few rests, I think. So I'll back Preston. I'll say Preston North End 2, Burnley 1. I think Preston just have what it takes to get the job done. Okay, up next, guys, we've got Bournemouth versus Wolves. 5th in the Prem versus 17th in the Prem. Bit of a mismatch from the vitality. Andoni Iraola's got Bournemouth in unbelievable in the 5th. They're fighting for Europe. I mean, so much can happen in a season, and he's proven that on Iraola, some brilliant performances recently. As for Wolves, they bring in Vitor Pereira, obviously earlier on replacing Gary O'Neill. I wouldn't say he's succeeding because the form hasn't really improved. It's still 17th, which is by the way they sacked Gary O'Neill. So yeah, it's a bit of a interesting position now for Wolves. I think Bournemouth have this. I'm going to say, well, Bournemouth obviously beat Everton last round. That was a statement win, so I reckon Bournemouth have this. I'm going to say Bournemouth 2, Wolves 0. I think the Cherries should very easily cruise past Wolves into the 6th round. Okay, up next, a very close game. Newcastle versus Brighton Hove Albion from St James's Park. 7th in the Premier League against 10th in the Premier League. Eddie Howe and Fabian Hrzia, very young managers doing good jobs at their respective clubs. A score prediction here. The form obviously goes Newcastle's favour, but Brighton again, I think they've got decent experience. Obviously, they got to the semis in 2023 against got beat by Man United. I reckon the score here is going to be Newcastle 0, Brighton 1. Yeah, Brighton, I think, will just get the edge here. I think, yeah, Brighton definitely are capable of pushing for the final. So, yeah, I think Brighton just have the edge here. Okay, up next, we've got Manchester City versus Plymouth Argyle. Obviously, City came off A result against Leighton Orient. They just won in the end. It was a bit more of a close game, I think, than they anticipated. Whereas Plymouth with a mighty win over Liverpool, 1-0. Ryan Hardy with a penalty. It hung on well, some heroic saves. Obviously, they head now to Liverpool's arch rivals, City at the Etihad. They'll bring a packed out win, I'm sure. In terms of prediction here, City are 4th in the Prem, Plymouth fighting relegation in the Championship's at 23rd. I think Miran Muslic has got to play very differently to the Liverpool game. I would say they were good against Liverpool. They obviously made a bit of a mess, a mockery of Liverpool. Whereas City, though, I think City will be up for this. City needs them silverware this season. Their best chance probably will be the FA Cup. So I reckon City will win this. I reckon it'll be City 3, Plymouth 1. As much as I want Plymouth to win, I do think City have this. So yeah. Coming up next, we've got Man United versus Fulham. It is 15th in the Prem versus 8th in the Prem. Now, very unusual to see Man United this far down the table, as obviously it's been a difficult season for them. Currently, so I mean, obviously the problems are not really fixing themselves. Amarim struggling, whereas Fulham are flying with Marco Silva. Obviously, they beat Wigan last round, and it's sad to say that we would have been playing Man United away, but it is what it is. But yeah, Fulham, for me, have this game. I reckon it'll be a thrashing, to be honest. I reckon it's going to be about 2 or 3-0 Fulham. So I'm going to say Man United 0, Fulham 3. Man United need to win these games, but Fulham are flying high. They've had a brilliant season so far. So yeah, hopefully Fulham make a mockery of Man United. Right, final game to end the video. It is Nottingham Forest versus Ipswich Town. It is 3rd in the Prem versus 18th in the Prem. Nuno Santo versus Kieran McKenna. Obviously, Forest are having one of the best seasons and most unpredictable seasons we've seen for a long time. No one would have backed them. I think you would have backed them to finish mid-table, but they're currently in the top 4. A chance of Champions League football at the City Ground, which would be a great sight. Ipswich, they've stood by McKenna despite the problems they've had recently. I think this will be a close game though. As much as Forest, the form's there, I do think that they'll make rests. Ipswich will play a full team, I think. They've got nothing to lose really in this stage of the season. So I think, prediction, I'm going to say Nottingham Forest 1, Ipswich 1. And I think it'll be the first game to go to penalties, and I reckon Forest will just edge it on penalties. Big game, but yeah, I think Forest have this. Right guys, thank you for watching. Quick video, we've done it quickly. Yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully we get some of these predictions right. We've done okay in the 5th round. Obviously a shame that Wigan are no longer in the competition, but still a lot of big games, a lot more drama could happen. And yeah, until round 6, we'll see you then.